was able to fix her computer or not. But Tuesday, thank you guys for being on the call. This week in our series of 10 weeks of kind of going through everything is actually the timing just happened to work out this way, but the relevance to the top achiever that Carla and I just came back from, because this particular week is the importance of your circle. And one of the things that was talked about a lot at the top achiever, and I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of information about that, what happened and how that went.
Put it on.
That might have been Sally, actually. Anyway, so the top achiever every year is interesting, right? And it's always good and whatever. This particular year, because of COVID, what they did was they had offered everybody who had achieved it, they offered everybody a $5,000 cash if you did not want to go. So you could just get $5,000 cash instead of going. And a lot of people took that, right? Like, I don't know exactly the number, but it was quite a few. And then just before the event took place, after they'd already booked the plane fare and the hotel and everything else, they offered again that if you didn't want to go, you would get some cash. You would get a credit for your airline miles that they canceled, but your hotel room was not refundable, and so you lost that money. And I think they said another dozen or so people took it at that time. A couple people that took it, I know, just because they were on a friend's team, they took it because they had recently contracted COVID and didn't want to fly, so they took the payout at that point. So it left us with 30 people. So there were 30 business centers there, and it really made it, honestly, I think it almost made it better, because it was so intimate. And there were so many, because Isogenics, if you guys have never been, you're going to want to go. But if you ever get an opportunity to go to a true Isogenics event, like a Top Achiever or one of the prizes or something like that, Isogenics really rolls out the red carpet. So just as an idea, right? So we get there, and everybody get checked in, and everybody got a one day they could either get a massage day, or they could go golfing. So that was one of the options on one of the days. One of the days was a beach party, and Isogenics had reserved an entire area on the beach with all these awesome setups that everybody had a pop-up tent thing and some other stuff. But they had also reserved a bunch of jet skis, water, paddle boards and kayaks and stuff, so you could do all this kind of stuff. And it was for like 4 hours. We were just able to do whatever you wanted to do during that time frame. And then they had a night where they had a boat that they had reserved, and it was like a yacht, like a 4 or 5 floor yacht. And while we were out in the water, they said everybody needs to be out on the top deck at 8:30. And then this little ocean barge pulls up next to us and does an entire fireworks display, like a huge one. I mean, I don't know how much fireworks cost, but that was a lot of money they were shooting up in the air. So, and it lasted a minute. Like, it was a while. It lasted quite a while. It's kind of interesting. So anyway, they really do that kind of thing. And so how that plays into this whole circle conversation and how to upgrade your circle is, sometimes when we're out here doing this thing, and that's why, honestly, sometimes even on Tuesday calls, it's so nice to get on here and talk to you guys, because it's people that have the same mindset, right? They aren't afraid to say, hey, look, I'm in network marketing. They're not afraid to talk about how they have failed with the things that they've done. They're and all of those things. And so it kind of gives you this, or they tell you that they failed. Because sometimes, I feel like, honestly, I'll tell you guys quite honestly, I mean, seeing that there's 6 of us on this call, I feel like I'm a failure, right? Like, what am I doing wrong that I'm not able to get more people on a call, right? What is it that we're doing not properly, that we can't get more people to the call to make it of more value, right? So hearing people's stories and talking to other leaders and talking to other people that are in the game at the level that we are in it is refreshing to hear that they're suffering a lot of the same challenges that we are. And that's one of the things about your circle is that Janice, for those of you that don't know her, Janice lost 85 pounds, right? I didn't even recognize her when she posted her picture. And I'm certain that there are people that didn't think she would do it when she started to do it. And now that she's done it, they're like, oh, well, I could never do that. And so it's like, oh, and here's what happens, right? We go through this all the time. People say, hey, I want to do the nutrition. Well, you should tell some people about it. And they go, well, I don't really want to tell anybody until I've tried it. Right. But there's a lot of people that want to go through your story with you. Right. So when you're talking to people and they say that, then I'm like, well, isn't there somebody that would like to go through the journey with you? Like a couple people that would want to be your accountability partners through this or something. And you want those people that are going to clap for you. You want the people that will clap for you when you're starting. You want the people that will clap for you when they quit. You want the people that will clap for you when you want to quit. You want those people to be in your circle, because if you've ever, and I always said this, I've said this a lot of times, it's not even sometimes the people that are clapping for you, that's great. But you really want to make sure that you pay attention to the people who aren't clapping. Because if they are in your circle and they're not clapping for you, I'm telling you, don't let them be in your circle. Right? Restrict them from your circle if they're not willing to clap for you, even if it's not their goal. Right? If it's not their goal and they see you successful and they're not even willing to clap for you, you don't want them in your circle. Right? Because I know people that are in other network marketing companies, and if they're successful, I'm going to clap for them. Right? I'm going to cheer to them. I'm going to tell them congratulations. I know people that have come to Isagenix and have left Isagenix and done something else, and they've been successful with weight loss or the business in another business, and I'm still going to clap for them. Right? I'm still going to applaud them because that's who I am. I'm somebody who I want to see them successful. And I always believe that people will come back to Isagenix. I truly believe that. I am a firm believer in the fact that people will leave and they will come back, because there's just not there's not a lot of other organizations out there that have the community that we have built into Isagenix. And because of that, I can tell you that this community idea is huge. And the fact that we can get people to engage with us and be supportive with us, and we support them, it's going to help you with that. And I'll give you an example. Today was in BNI. Carla, you're going to laugh when I tell you this story. So today I went to BNI. Last week, obviously I wasn't there. April subbed for me. Apparently she did a great job. I had several people tell me that. But I had totally forgotten that it was my week to present. I had totally forgotten. Like, it wasn't even in my brain that it was my week. And so I'm sitting there and we're doing because I got there just like 2 or 3 minutes early. So I'm sitting there and we're just chatting. And the girl that is in charge of doing the bio said, hey, Brent, I never got your bio back. And I go, oh, I'll get that to you. And she goes, yeah, well, you're going to need to get it to me right now because you present today. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got it. And I literally grabbed a piece of paper and a pen and I wrote down some notes and I presented, right? And after I was finished presenting, everybody goes around. And if those of you who aren't familiar with BNI, after you get done, there's a section where they go around, they talk about things. And I got compliments from everybody there about how good the presentation was, right? They were like, dude, that was amazing. That was fantastic. And I got one guy that's signing up tonight, and that's from my BNI group, who I never would have thought would have signed up. He signed up tonight. And I've got a one-to-one with my bug guy who bought an 11-day like 2 months ago. And I found out today it's still in a box in his cabinet because he's never used it. So I cracked the joke, of course, right? I go, how's that working? That must be working phenomenally for you in the box, in the cabinet. Does your cabinet look skinnier? Right? And that was my comment. Does your cabinet look skinnier? Because it's in the cabinet. It's not in your body, but it's in your cabinet. So, but again, going towards that it's your circle. So I'm around people that even if I would have screwed up, I still think they would have applauded me, right? But the great thing is that it was a great presentation. I truly believe it was a great presentation. And the people that were there really appreciated it. And those are the things that make you realize how important it is, one, to be passionate about what you do. Because I can talk, somebody can say, hey, Brent, talk about ice shakes. I can talk about ice shakes because I'm passionate about it. I love it. I truly believe that Isogenics nutrition, the Isogenics collagen, the Isogenics adaptogen, right, is a very valid product. And I would be happy to stand it up against somebody else's and talk to them about it, right? I have no doubt about it at all. But, and since you guys are all business people, I'll tell you how I wrapped it up. I said, okay, I will let you guys know that I'm always open to coaching any of you here about Isogenics nutrition. But if you really want to help me in business, because this is a business group and we're here to talk about business, then what I'm going to ask you for is this. I would like an introduction to your friends who are in a network marketing business, who are looking for a better product, a better compensation plan, and a more supportive upline. And that's what I asked. And then I said, and I'll give you an example of what I mean by more supportive. Tracy and I, my wife and I, are spending our money to take several members of our team that have achieved a certain level in our team to Mexico in November. And we're going to stay there. And that's what I mean by a supportive upline. And people are like, but it's important to share that information because it lets them know without letting them know that you're doing really well, right? I didn't say how much we make. I didn't go into any of that kind of stuff because it's not really the place for that. But you're letting them know that you're doing well by letting them know that you're helping others do well, right? And that's how we do that. So that's my presentation today, or to you guys tonight, about make sure that your circle is cheering for you. And if you're a part of somebody's circle, make sure that you're cheering for them, right? Because a lot of times we can be a part of somebody's circle and we're not remembering to applaud for them when they do something well, right? You want to make sure that you're applauding them when they're doing well in their. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this incentive that we're going to run. And the fact that you guys are on here is cool because you guys are on here. So I'm going to run an incentive. It's going to start Monday, right? It started yesterday, effectively. And I'm going to post this later today. I'm going to post this after we get off the call. That we're going to offer some money to get to executive. Okay. This is to get to executive. Now, if anybody on this call, okay, that's here, or anybody that you know that you talk to and they say, hey, look, I really want to get there, I am willing to spend a significant amount of time in helping you get there. Meaning I'll go through your tree with you. We'll talk about what it means to bring people back. We'll talk about what it means to create consultants. We'll talk about what it means to make manager. We'll do all of that, right? And what that's worth to you is this. If the person, you or the person, because it's the way the rules are going to be, is a preferred customer or an associate, and they've never enrolled anyone, okay? And they've never enrolled anyone. What we're going to offer is a $2,000 bonus just from me, plus what you're going to make from the company, to get to executive by December 31st. Okay, December 31st is the deadline. Okay, so you've got to get to executive by December 31st. What is executive? Okay, maybe I should back it up and talk about that a little bit. Executive is 10 people that have enrolled 2 people. Okay, 10 people that enroll 2 people. So you need to find your 10 people. Find your 10 people who are your circle, right? Who will help you achieve this ranking, okay? And don't be afraid to ask somebody to help you, okay? Don't be afraid to say, hey, April, I've been doing ice change for a long time. This is my thing. I really want to do it. And there's an incentive and I can make $2,000 and I need 10 people that can enroll 2 people. Will you be one of my 10? Okay. Now, with that, I'll tell you this. Give away your knowledge all you want. Give away your money all you want. But do not give away your people. Because sure enough, here's what will happen. You will have April, and you will have Sally, and I'll have Jen, right? And I will be like, and April's like, hey, you know what? I'd really love to do this. This sounds amazing. I'd love to get to executive. And you go, okay, great. And April says, I enrolled a girl named Jen. And I go, okay, that's cool. And she goes, but I don't really have anybody else. And I'm talking to Sally off to the side, right? I'm talking to Sally about getting her started. And Sally's like, hey, you know what? I'd like to get started. And you go, okay, great. Well, I'll give you to April and let April enroll you so April can become a consultant. Now, April's become a consultant. She's all excited about the fact that she's become a consultant. But here's what's going to happen. April can't find 2 people, so she's not going to be able to find 3, 4, 5, 10 on her own, right? Because she couldn't even find 2. So what's going to happen is April's going to quit. Sure enough, she will quit. And maybe Jen quits because Jen was, her enrolled. I don't know. But Sally, the girl that I knew that I gave to April, says, oh, this is really cool. I really like this. I know 2 people. And Sally enrolls 2 people. What does that mean? That means Sally became a consultant, and the person who sponsored her, April, is no longer in the business. Sally's a consultant. She's not my consultant. She's a consultant, right? And the downside to that is I need 10 consultants of my own to be an executive. And I just gave away Sally, who became a consultant. Don't give away your people. Because now Sally's a consultant, but she's not helping anybody get to executive because the person that she enrolled her is not even with the company. Okay. Give away your knowledge, give away all the money you want to give away. I don't recommend it, but do it if you want, but do not give away your people. Okay. So find 10 that will find 2. Okay. That is your goal to make this happen. Now, $2,000 bonus, associate or preferred customer from me if you get there by December 31st. If they are currently a consultant, so if you have somebody on your team that's currently a consultant and they're like, hey, I'd like to do this, then it's $1,500. So if you're currently a consultant, you've enrolled 2 people, then you're going to get $1,500 if you get to executive by December 31st. Okay. If you're a manager, okay, so somebody that's a manager and they can do it, it's $1,000 bonus. Okay. If your current rank is a manager, $1,000 bonus. Okay. Now, is it just $1,000? Because I saw Sally clap, because I know she can only sign language because she can't speak on her because her computer doesn't work. So if Sally becomes a man, right? She's a manager, which means she's got 2 consultants. Okay. If she makes 8 more consultants, Isogenics is going to give her $100 per consultant. Isogenics, right? So there's $800. Plus, she's going to get $1,000 from me. So that's $1,800. So it's not just $1,000 bonus. It's actually an $1,800 bonus to Sally to get there. That doesn't include the director bonuses along the way and the executive bonuses along the way. Okay. Because there's bonuses at director, which one of Carla's girls last week, Sandy Rogers, earned just over $2,000 just in the director bonus, right? So you're talking, if you get to director and then you go to executive, realistically, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but you can pretty much count on making someplace north of $5,000 for sure, right? Because between the fact that you get to director, the fact that you're in the pools, you're making the Isogenics money, and you get the bonus that I give. Okay. So that's what you get if you're a manager. If your current recognition rank is director, okay, director or above, it's $500. Okay. So if you're currently a director and you want to get to executive by December 31st, then it's $500 bonus. Okay. Now, if you're a director and let's say, or a manager even, and you're not really at that rank, you can bring back as many people as you want, right? You can bring back all the people that you want to bring back to help you get closer, but you've got to get to the rank. Okay. So if you're a director and let's say you've only got 2 consultants right now, and you can bring one of the old ones back, well, that brings you to 3. You've still got to make 7 more. Okay. So just know that it's okay to bring old consultants back into the game. Okay. That's completely fine, completely doable, right? To get you there. But in order to be executive, paid as executive, all 10 of your consultants have to be active at the same time. Okay. That means If you've got one that's going to fall off on December 30th and it doesn't happen and he falls off on December 30th, then you're not there, right? You never reached executive, right? You've got to reach executive status, okay, in order to get the bonus. Now, if you're currently an executive, and I know Carla, in case you talk to Karen, April, you talk to any of the executives that you've had that have come and gone. Heidi, when I talk to Heidi, I'll tell her the same thing. If you have somebody who was an executive, okay, but they're not now, I will give them $100 per consultant, okay, that they create, per new consultant, very important, per new consultant that they create if they get to executive. Okay, so let's say that you've got somebody who is an executive and right now they've got 4 consultants. They can bring back as many as they want. Old ones, they can bring them back. Fine, whatever, don't care. But if they make 5 new ones, then they're going to get a $500 bonus. Okay, important factor. You do not get the bonus if you don't reach the rank. Okay, so on December 31st, you've got 9 consultants, you don't have 10. Okay, however, if that happens and you're that close, you need to be talking to me or Carla or April or Heidi or somebody, because we need to figure out how to make that happen. Okay, we need to make sure that you reach that goal. Okay, all right, that's the incentive. I'm going to put it out on in Working from the Beach. Do any of you have any questions about how to achieve it or what it means to achieve it? Everybody's good? 10 consultants.
Yeah, can you hear me?
What? You fixed it?
Oh, you can hear me? Brent!
Good job. You fixed it.
I fixed it.
I don't know what you did, but you fixed it.
I have to make sure you could hear me.
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you before. Honestly, I couldn't. So I don't know what you did, but it's working now. So,
I fixed it.
Good job. But yeah, so 10 consultants, right? So I want you to break this down, right? I want to give you guys some thought process on this. 10, okay? You're not talking about 20 people, you're talking about 10. 10 people who are willing to share with 2 more, okay? So when you're talking to somebody, just like the guy that I was talking to today, I'll kind of give you a little bit of information about what I said. He's sitting there, he's got his assistant in his office with him. And I said to him after he told me he was going to do it, I said, here's the deal. Let's get you started. And if your assistant wants to do the collagen, because she'd asked about the collagen, if she wants to do the collagen and one more person wants to get started with something, that's going to make you at least $100, maybe $200 back, depending on what they start with. Right? I don't make it complicated. Don't make it weird. Just tell them they can get a couple $100 back if they enroll 2 people, if they bring you 2 people. Okay. You don't even have to say the word enroll. You can say refer. Sometimes that's easier to say, right? If you refer me 2 people, I'm going to help you get $200, right? Or $100 or whatever it is. Okay. Because if I tell Sally, who's not interested in network marketing, right? And she's got her friend Janice and she says, hey, Janice, you know what? Let's do this together. And Janice is like, okay, but is it one of those things? And she goes, yeah, but if you want to make $100 or $200, if you refer 2 people, you can make, $100 or $200. And then all of a sudden it's absorbed easier, refer, because that sounds so much easier than enroll. It sounds so much easier than sponsor. It sounds so much, it means the same thing, right? It's just that if they refer them, I'm going to do all the work. Okay. And that's what you want to get people to understand, is that you're willing to do the work to make it happen. Okay. So that's what I'm going to tell you guys to do. That's how I'd like you guys line it out and look at 10 people who will bring you 2 people. Okay. Refer you 2 people and talk to people in that manner. All right. I know Carla's got to go as well. So, but if you guys have any questions, I'm here. If you guys decide at a later date, you want to go over your back office, you want to go over something, then let me know. We'll go over that. I'll do whatever I can to help you, figure out how best to get to that position. What I would tell you to do, or what I'd ask for you to do, is instead of just saying, hey, Brent, will you go over this with me? I'd ask you to have your name of at least 10, if not 20 people written down already before we talk, right? That way we're talking about something with some that already has some substance. Okay, because I'm just talking to you about the possibility of 10 and you haven't even written your 10 people down yet, then we're really kind of talking pie in the sky. But if you've already got 10 people written down that you know, then we can talk about, okay, Jen, if you have your friend Danny and your friend Janice, yeah, okay, Danny and Janice, how do you know them? This is how I know them. Okay, here, write these notes down. How do you know them, right? Who are they married to? Who are their friends? What is their network? Right? Okay, Danny's got a huge network. Janice has a great network. They've got all these things in common. They know all these different people. Okay, here's what we want to do. We want to have them, we want to see if they are willing to let you get involved in their network. What does that look like? I would like you to ask them if they will help you talk to 10 of their people, 10 of their friends. Okay. So Jen is going to say, Danny, will you at least give me a connection to 10 of your friends that I can say, hey, I just got Danny started and he said you might be interested. Right? Would you be interested in being one of his support persons, or would you be interested in being an accountability partner? This is how I would start that. You don't ask if they want to start Isogenics. You ask them if they would be if they are available to talk to you about being an accountability partner to Danny. Right? What does that look like? Well, an accountability partner can be just somebody who cheers for him. So he just gave me your name as one of the people who might be interested in cheering for him or doing it with him. Which one are you? Are you a cheerleader or are you a teammate? Right? And they go, well, I'd probably be more of a cheerleader. That's fantastic. Can I count on you to cheer on him? Yes. Okay, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to put you in this page that we're all in. And when he posts, your only responsibility is to cheer for him when he posts. Right? About what he's accomplishing, what he's doing. Okay. Now you've got this person who, guess what? They are now watching in the page and getting information in the page and absorbing in the page. They're just a cheerleader, right? But they're absorbing information. They may become a teammate at a later time. Okay. You talk to the next person. Well, I'd be interested in being a teammate. What's he need? Well, you would need to start and do the nutrition with him so that you guys can kind of joke about how hard a cleanse day is, right? You need somebody that he can lean on when he's doing a cleanse day and he wants to eat his right arm, right? So what does that look like? Well, this is what this looks like, right? You can start it, like an 11-day shred package, or you can start a 30-day, or you can start it at an all-in family plan, right? Which would be your place. Well, maybe I could be a family plan person. Okay, well, here's what a family plan is. Family plan is $1,100. It's our ultimate pack. It's got everything in it, but it'd be enough for your entire family to kind of try it out and get started for 30 days. Right? That'd be fantastic. Okay, let's do that. Right? Don't be afraid to talk about that ultimate pack, you guys. I swear to you, don't be afraid to talk about it. They're going to shoot it down. Most of the time, they're going to shoot it down. I think in the almost 10 years now that I've been doing Isogenics, I've probably done 3 ultimate packs. But I'm not afraid to talk about it, because if I talk about the ultimate pack, the value pack, which is half the price of the ultimate pack, looks a lot better. Okay. If I don't ever talk about the ultimate pack, then the value pack just sounds expensive. But if I say the ultimate pack, which the family pack is $1,100, or the value pack is only $640, right? And then if you want something that's just specifically for you with the nutrition, the treats and stuff like that, the premium pack's pretty good. And the premium pack's $389, right? Which sounds better, right? Whereas if I go straight at you and say, well, value pack $640 and a basic pack is $289, oh, I'll take the basic pack. They will take the basic pack all day if you never present the ultimate pack. They just will. That's just how people work. That's how their brains work, right? So don't be afraid to say, well, we've got a full family pack and it's $1,100, right? But it would give you the ability to check it out. The whole family would check it out and everything else. You get a lot of stuff. You're going to get a full example of what Isogenics really is, but it's a great pack to start with the family, right? So don't be afraid to talk about it that way. Okay. So those are just some ideas. I hope that you guys can kind of incorporate those or make those work. But that's how I would encourage you guys to talk about it, and get rocking and rolling. And like I say, I'm super happy to help you guys get there, because I know the main reason I'm doing this incentive, and I told Carla this, the main reason I'm doing this incentive is because you guys get on here every week. And I want to give you guys something that we can get you in that direction of actually getting some action started for all of you, right? I'd really like to see some action start for all of you so that you can start feeling that. Danny, are you on? Can you hear? I was going to ask him. He's got a.
Oh. Yeah, I'm here, Brent.
Hey, did you talk to your person who was with the other network marketing company?
Yes. I had to cut a deal with her though.
Oh.
I have to get on a Zoom call with her and her leader, and I agreed to do that. And then she's going to get on a Zoom call with me and my leader, Brent.
Cool. I love it. Yeah, that's fantastic. And that, here's the thing, I wouldn't tell everybody to do that, but there's certain people, like the people that get on this call all the time. Danny, you're obviously one of them, is that they're dyed in the wool isogenics. They're not going anywhere. So it doesn't really make any difference. But yeah, that's good stuff, man. Yeah. And here's what's going to happen though. Let me hit stop recording.